Good evening, everyone, or late afternoon. Uh, it's October 22nd, 2023, and this will be our weekly outlook. Let's start off with the S&P, and let's go from there. Uh, I had mentioned that I was looking for a swing short. I got short last week, and then I revised it to being short the Qs. Where is it? Let's get rid of that chart. I ended up being short effectively off of kind of this 368 spot, and I got out half around here. I think it was right here, 357, and I am holding this thing. Um, with the COT report, and I believe all this is public, so I don't think I'm, you know, releasing any sort of private information here. But what we are seeing is that people are trying to buy the dip on this thing, on the Nasdaq, the ES, and the Russell. The Russell being the most comical given it's making new lows on the year. That is a new low of the year. If we get rid of all this crap here, where's the low? This was in January. March made a new low right here. It's 167-ish. Here we are trading at 166. So this thing's making new lows on the year. Yeah, people are still trying to buy into it. Um, I imagine it'll turn around at some point. I imagine interest rates won't go up forever, but for now they are. And it's getting sold off accordingly. Nasdaq, same thing, selling heavily. Even the Dow, which has been continued to be shorted heavily, it's continuing to sell off. We're just seeing equity markets in general selling off very heavily. Gold last week was extremely bid. Some huge days off the low there. What is that? Must be a what, 10% move? Yeah, 10.18% move off the lows. That's an incredible move for gold. COT positioning showing some buying now. It's not crowded to the long side, but it's no longer, if you want to use the word instead of short, instead of saying heavily shorted, it's no longer heavily underbought. Um, whether this continues to 2100, 2200, whatever, I don't really know. But we're continuing to see the risk off assets being bought, gold, and then where's our buddy here? Uh, the Swiss franc as well, moving up. Both considered, safe haven assets, risk off assets. So to me, in terms of trading this thing this week, until we at least start to get above the settlement lows from each session, so coming into Monday, once we get above 425-ish on Tuesday, if we can get above last week's low, you know, I'm going to be trading this thing mostly to the short side. Now, we don't have any major data tomorrow on Monday, nothing really big Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday is going to be the bigger one. We got JPON after the bell on Wednesday, I know, but Thursday is going to be the number that shakes things up. And if I had to imagine something, I imagine it'll be shaking it to the downside. Uh, we are seeing people buying this dip, and usually the consensus is wrong. So maybe this kind of whatever this is, kind of the top of this consolidation here, 416-ish, 415-ish, maybe anywhere around this kind of 410 to 416 holds for a temporary bid for a week or something, but eventually I imagine we come down lower to around 400. Uh, that's all I kind of really have as far as a weekly outlook goes. We're in a risk-off environment. That's all there really is to it. The Nasdaq is getting sold, the SPY is getting sold, the ES, and the RTY is getting. Sorry, the NQ, the ES, the RTY, they're all getting bids. The Dow is continuing to be getting shorted heavily. We're in a risk-off environment. Gold is going up. The Swiss franc is going up. There's nothing really more to it. In terms of levels and all that sort of stuff, I don't know. Maybe the overall idea that we're in a risk-off environment is negated if we break last week's highs. Does that happen? I seriously doubt it. That'd be some sort of serious ripper to the upside, and positioning is not showing these guys super short on the S&P or the Qs or the Russell, or sorry, yeah, it's not showing them super short on either of those. So the chance of a huge short squeeze, I just don't see it there. I think you might get some temporary bids again off of here. Maybe we end up trading to, oh, what would be the halfback of last week? Yeah, sure. Let's call it 430. It's not a bad spot. 429, 430 last week. Maybe we end up trading somewhere to around there. I really wouldn't look for much more upside than that. I think we're going to head lower eventually. This week was an expansive week. Last week was a contraction week. So, maybe this week it's just kind of this depressing churn that's better played on the short side intraday. That's what I'll be mostly looking for. Anyway, short video for once. Hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. How are the volumes? Yeah, super high volumes on these cells. Look at this. Crazy high volume cells, super low shit volume on the buy side. Same thing on the NASDAQ. Huge sell volumes. Russell, huge sell volumes. Yeah, I'm mostly looking for us to continue downwards. Maybe we trade up to last week's halfback. Overall, I think you're in for a rotational week before that GDP crap. That's all I got for this week. Hope that helps in some way. Trade safe out there.